put it this way. I've gotten so good at saying, I'm so sorry, my Korean isn't that great in Korean.
That's your go-to
That's
line.
my go-to.
Welcome to The Worst Asian Podcast, where a couple Asian American millennials give you our shitty opinions on all things Asian. My name is Lingjie. I'm back again with my co-host, Ben.
Yo, I felt like you almost forgot my name. I was like, yo, this dick.
That was a dramatic pause.
Oh, you're building the suspense.
I'll be honest, I was trying to think of something funny, but I couldn't think of anything.
I knew it. I was like, yo, this guy's pausing. I know it. 30 years of friendship just out the drain.
What's your name again? Byung.
Byung.
Most of our guests don't actually know that you have a, I guess, real legal name.
You have to think about that one too.
I don't know what the fuck.
Lingjie literally had to twirl his hand like he literally physically twirled his hand in the air. Yes, I do. I have a Korean and a oh my god, I just blanked out too. A Korean and English. Oh my god,
that's the language you've been speaking.
What are we speaking right now? Oh my god. Yes, I can speak English. That's right. I forgot I can do that. But I can't speak Korean. Goddamn. I remember one time I was in high school and my film study teacher, Mr. Sanjas. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's the first day of school and everyone has like the list. You know, they're reading the attendance.
Yeah.
I remember he's just looking at the paper. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker can't read my name. I already knew. He's like squinting. He's like looking to the side. He's like, is there a Bing? Bing N? I was like,
this guy invented the search engine Bing before it got popular.
Yo, I raised my hand up. I was like, do you mean Byung? He was like, oh yeah. Oh, that makes more sense.
That makes more sense because that's how you pronounce my name.
My name is spelled Byung for people that want to know. So I was like, you could just call me Ben. He's like, yeah, let's do that. But yeah, man.
Oh, you know, we were at a comedy show the other night.
Yes.
We saw Nigel Ng.
Oh yeah, man. Uncle Roger.
Uncle Roger. You know, that whole accent thing is like hit or miss with a lot of people. Some people love it. Some people think it's hilarious.
I like how you said some people love it and some people find it hilarious. Did you mean?
Okay. Chicka, rewind.
Rewind.
I think it's pretty funny.
I can see how it can upset some people. You are destroying all the progress that us Asian Americans have made over the past.
In some ways, that's true. In other ways, it's just a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Know what I mean? Because we got a chance to actually sit down and break bread with Nigel for a little bit. Super cool guy.
Yes.
And that's not his full accent, obviously.
No, he actually has a really cool, like, British, like, it's like a very subtle.
It's a very subtle British Malaysian accent that he has.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. It's just like all sorts of exotic and shit.
Yeah, but the guy's super funny. He did a very short set at the show.
Yeah.
I was surprised he was even there to begin with because he's in New York City. He's in the middle of a tour right now.
Yeah. It was really cool, like, able to just pick his brain about certain thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, asking him, like, hey, how does it feel about, like, writing the material, touring? You know, how much of what you do is, like, personally your own hands-on, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, oh.
But the guy is hustling, man. The guy is, like, legit hustling. He's doing his own podcast. He was mentioning how he has his equipment and just does it in the hotel room. And then he's doing the tour thing. He's doing the whole YouTube thing.
For real.
He was just collabing with Gordon Ramsay sometime recently and shit like that.
Yo, you told me about that. I got to check that shit out, man.
Props to the guy. He's just doing all sorts of things. And you got to meet one of your idols. You met Brian from Feeling Asian.
Yes, I did, man.
Super tall guy.
Yo,
actually,
dude.
not super tall, but there was only a few tall people there. And you guys were a few of them.
Yo, dude, I swear to God, it's like a thing where, like, if you're tall, we're not used to meeting people with our same eye level. So... But yeah, actually, very handsome guy. Yeah. You know, it's very true. The legend is true from what I hear.
He was super nice also.
Very, very cool guy. Very chill.
So it was a good night overall. We got to meet some people. Got to do a little bit of networking.
It was fun being sandwiched in between like couples.
We were at the bar. Once again, I was not drinking. I was drinking a very nice seltzer water for those that think I was drinking.
Oh, man. Kudos again. I'll give it to you, Lingjie. I was very, very impressed. I felt bad. You were true to your word. You were like, my word. You were cursing a lot with each sip. You're like, fucking this carbonated bullshit.
Seltzer water.
It's fucking, yeah, you're like, it's not even spiked. Fucking hell.
Okay, getting back on topic. We're talking about names here.
Yeah.
One thing that we wanted to touch on today is the importance of knowing your own language.
Yes.
Because we were talking about this in private one day, how both our respective Asian vocabulary, speaking abilities. I don't know how to properly phrase this, but
Oh shit, go for it, man.
what I'm trying to say is we suck at speaking our own
There you
language.
go. I was like, yo, dude, you're being too.
And I thought it'd be a good topic for us to talk about this week. So let's get into it. More BS about ourselves.
Love it. Let's do it.
Okay, Ben,
Yes.
you are Korean. So clearly
I think so.
you speak Chinese.
That's probably very true too, actually. Yes.
You speak Korean.
Yeah. Oh man.
How shitty is that Korean?
From what I just said, that ad lib I just gave you there, it's pretty pathetic, my man. That's pretty bad.
Has it always been that bad?
According to my parents, growing up, some of the things that they'll say in their Asian guilt, they're like, "Oh, your Korean used to be so good. Now it's fucking diarrhea."
It sounds like something your dad would say to you.
She actually was like, "Oh, your Korean used to be so good." I was like, "Really?" I didn't even believe her.
You didn't even remember that
I
yourself.
don't remember it. I was like, "How fast did I lose it?" Oh my god!
How fast did I lose it? Because I don't even remember it.
Yeah, man. Like, what about you, dude? Like,
My Chinese, clearly.
you have to think about
I
that
think,
too.
What language do I speak?
It's like,
Well, like Chinese is different, right? Because Chinese, we have different dialects.
yo, that's
Are
true.
there actually sub-dialects of Korean? I've never actually asked that question.
There's accents.
There's accents, but it's not completely different words and vocabs and everything.
No, I don't think
Okay.
so. Yo, I could be totally incorrect, but like North Korea, maybe. It's
Are you
probably
just
the-
implying that they speak a different Korean?
Yeah, fuck it. I'm
Okay.
saying it.
I don't think we have any North Korean listeners, so you're not pissing anyone off.
Yeah. Also, by the way, I ranted about this. Don't fucking ask Korean people if we're from the north or the south. Yo, I legit get like triggered there. I don't know why. Please be careful with that one.
Please don't piss off my North Korean sidekick over here.
I won't be offended. I'll try to educate you, but some people just might punch you in the face. Like, that's the thing.
When Ben says some people, he means himself.
Got him. Got him.
So Chinese has a lot of different dialects. Clearly,
Yes.
the biggest ones that people know of is Mandarin and Cantonese. But there's a lot of sub-dialects from different parts of China itself because there's lots of different provinces, different regions. Mandarin, Cantonese, Shanghainese,
Fujianese.
Taiwanese. And yes, I'm counting Taiwan as part of China for this kid's sake right now.
Even this Korean boy knows. My eyes just got big there. Ooh, it's getting spicy. That's gonna be our next episode. China and Taiwan. Can they coexist?
For discussion purposes, I'm just saying it is.
Okay.
My dialect is actually Winso. It's a very small dialect in terms of population here in the U.S.
It's very humble.
Not many people speak Winsonese. I barely speak Winsonese.
Mm-hmm.
I also speak a little bit of Cantonese right now. Excuse me. I don't speak shit Cantonese. I speak a little bit of Mandarin right now. But yeah, those are my two primary languages. And same thing too, like when I grew up in my house, we spoke predominantly Winsonese because obviously my parents don't speak any English and my dad speaks shit Mandarin to begin with, so that was never an option. But because my parents were working so much and I was here by myself, so it was me and other friends like you and other people were just speaking English.
That's right.
So we lose a lot of it. And I only get to speak my Winsonese back in the house, in the evenings when my parents came back from home.
Yeah.
I think in some ways my Winsonese was better before, but now it's jack shit.
I was going to ask you, it's kind of common to have your family be able to speak almost more than one dialect.
Oh, you mean of Chinese?
Yes.
So I think if you speak a smaller dialect of Chinese, like for me, so if I speak Winsonese, because it's not a common language, you do need to speak the people's language, which is Mandarin.
The people's language. That's like the shit like The Rock would say. If you learn Chinese, it's like, hey guys, what's up? It's The Rock. It's the people's champ speaking the people's language.
Because that's the more common tongue when you go traveling around China.
Right, I
You have to
noticed
speak
that.
something much more common. If you're like in your own specific town in your region, yeah, you can probably get away with just speaking your very niche dialect. But to your point, it's true. Most Chinese people that speak a lesser known dialect also usually know the more common dialects, either Cantonese or Mandarin.
Okay. You know, to be a solution for us to like retain our ability to learn our languages, if I probably watch more Korean porn, if it was a thing back then. You probably weren't expecting
Are you paying
this.
attention to the subtitles when you watch porn in other languages?
Damn, have you tried that? Actually, I'm trying to think about that.
When you're watching,
Hey, man.
when you're watching JAV, Japanese adult videos, are you paying attention to the subtitles?
Yeah, when I hear Nani and I hear When I hear bukkake, I'm like, oh,
This is getting a little bit way too.
this turned into a different.
This turned into a really odd episode. Let's
rewind again.
no, let's not rewind. Let's just.
By the way, it's just happy Sunday. This is on the
it's
Lord's
another
Day.
Sunday again.
It's the Lord's Day. I just want to throw that out there. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
To our longtime listeners, our brains don't work on Sundays.
No, it does not. It's beautiful. I love it, man.
What was I saying? Before we start talking about porn?
Sorry about the JV. Oh, before that.
No, before that.
Tornadoes. Asian tornadoes.
What?
Oh shit.
Okay, we forgot what we were talking about.
I remember. We were talking about. Well, I asked you if it's common for Chinese families to be able to speak multiple dialects.
I fully answered that question.
That's
we moved on to a different topic afterwards. Do you have any stories about when? Okay, no, fuck that. Scratch that. Knowing your language.
Yep.
Do you think it's important to know your own language?
Oh, yeah.
And this question can apply to every single culture. Obviously, we're going to be talking about it from an Asian perspective because we are Asian, and that's all we got. Now you're an adult, so I think you can better answer that question.
I mean, I felt like you gave a very adult answer before.
When you were talking about porn and bukkake.
Yes.
That was your adult answer.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I 100% do think it is very vital. I think there's just benefits to just learning language in general.
Mm-hmm, of course.
Especially growing up now that we're Asian American. I think we talked about this with our past episodes about like the two things I always felt that keeps you kind of in check of your heritage is your language and food. I think for most part, if you have those two.
Has there been some event where you've not been able to speak or read or do something in Korean where you're like, fuck, I really wish I could speak Korean right now?
Oh, yeah, man. Multiple events.
Every day.
Yeah, if there was a multiverse, oh, man.
Every multiverse Ben would speak shitty Korean.
Yes.
That's the one constant across the multiverse.
Oh, man. If I could ever meet a multiverse version of me that knows perfect Korean, I'm like, holy, it'll freak me the fuck out. This guy got his life together. He probably shaves,
He's probably not fat.
He's probably not fat.
I'm not trying to fat shame you.
It's okay. You can fat shame me. I need to lose weight. It's actually affecting my physical body. I just don't feel as good. Going back to what you said, I have a soft spot for like the elderly. The worst is when I can't help them out. I remember there was one time where I was just like, she was just talking to me. She was just trying to ask me something, and I knew it was something so basic,
like directions or where's the store or something,
or what it is. There's multiple times I remember where I was like, "Oh wow, I can't help this person out."
That's how shitty your Korean is.
Yeah, to that point, I was like, "Damn, I'm literally useless." Like, I'm almost alien at this point. I just came to Earth. I was like, "Greetings, Earthlings," and I have no idea what you're saying.
You came from one of those Asian planets,
right?
Please, referencing a past episode.
Yes. Please give it a listen.
Otherwise, you're not going to get this Asian planet reference.
The worst is, I guess, is also maybe, you meet a family, family's parents, that kind of thing, and then they talk to you, and it's like, put it this way, I've gotten so good at saying, I'm so sorry, my Korean isn't that great in Korean.
That's your go-to line.
That's my go-to afterwards. It's like, oh, I can do enough. If we're in an elevator, that elevator ride, that's as far as my Korean conversation
if that elevator gets stuck somewhere, you're fucking screwed.
And then the lady's like, I need to take my medicine. And she's saying this in Korean or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, I'm hungry too. I got to take a piss. I know, lady. I know. Tell me about it. The Yankees, I know they need better pitching. I totally agree with you. Yeah.
I try to fake that too. Like when I'm in a situation where I know I'm going to have to be using a lot of Mandarin, I will preemptively say, I'm sorry, my Mandarin is not that good. And then I'll go into speaking. So I'm giving people like a heads up. Yo, guys, it's a fucking disclaimer.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you feel the guilt. I feel guilty.
Oh my God, so bad.
I feel the guilt. Yeah, man.
Because it's sad. Because then they're looking at you. Because you and I look like we don't look anything but Asian.
Oh man.
So it's not like they're looking at a mixed race person. They're like, oh, okay, maybe he can't speak some Chinese. Oh, I thought he was Asian.
Right.
It's like, dude, you clearly look like a Chinese. Why can't you speak Chinese?
Right. And you get that guilt, and it's like, oh man, you feel that sinking feeling about yourself.
I know. You've let your whole culture down. I just feel guilty.
All of a sudden, like, I am the last of our kind. I need to learn Korean. I keep telling myself that, but this is the thing, dude. I've given multiple attempts to trying to learn Korean or try to learn more, and I don't know what it is. It just doesn't stick with me.
You're trying to learn Korean now as an adult?
Yeah, so like I'll try to learn vocabulary or like...
I'm going to call BS because I know you
Why?
very well. Can you give me an example of how you try to actually learn Korean? And this is not just something you're pulling out of your ass.
Yeah. Number one, I try to talk and have dinner. You know how you have dinner with your family? Like today, we're going to, after this, we're going to fucking disappoint our parents with a shitty Chinese and Korean. That's pretty much what we're going to go to right now. I was like, oh, thanks for the free meal. How's my fucking Chinese, mom? Oh, it's so shit. Great. I'm going to be like that with my dad and my mom. I was like, oh, hey, mom. Hey, dad. How you doing?
Maybe your mom and dad should feed you less depending on how good your Korean is that week. That should be like the scale.
I was like, they give me a piece of
Ben
paper.
learned a new word. Extra steak for him.
It's like, oh, here, extra copy. They give me like a quiz and shit. It's like, all right, here's a pop quiz, bitch. Oh, appa, come on. 사랑해. 사랑해 kimchi.
So how's that example?
But the number one would be I try to talk to them. Like I literally try to talk to them and try to listen to them. I try to make a conscious effort of trying to use Korean.
Oh, so you're not using...
I'm not trying to speak
What's the-
Konglish.
Konglish, because I was just going to ask, what's the Korean equivalent of Chinglish? It's Konglish.
It's Konglish.
Why is it Kong?
Well, Korean. K-O and then Glish.
Okay,
You know?
whatever.
So it's the best thing,
Fine.
Or you want to do Kenglish? We'll do Kenglish then. Yeah,
Whatever
why do we
floats
call
your
it
boat.
Kenglish. Yo, Korean people aren't we calling it Kenglish? Anyway, so I try to speak to them, and I try to listen to them. And then there's some times where I'll be like, hey, how do you say it? And once in a while, I'll pull up my trusty Google.
Mr. Google Sensei.
I think I had to look up the word confidence and I had to Google it and then show it to him. He's like, oh. And he actually corrected me and said, that's not the right way of using it. So are you trying to fake it till you make it? Or do you actually really want to fucking learn it?
I'm trying to learn more Chinese now as an adult. Specifically, I'm trying to learn more Mandarin.
Nice.
For those that know me, I am a father,
Yeah, you are.
meaning that I have a child,
You're a daddy.
and my offspring
Yeah.
came from my sperm. I hope. Love you, sweetie. I know he's mine.
He definitely looks like you.
I'm trying to learn more Chinese for his sake.
Right.
Because being a parent, there is an extension of yourself. And legacy is a stupid word, but I guess that's the only thing that I can think of right now. Like, I want to leave a legacy for my son.
No, it makes sense.
I'm not trying to shame any parent that doesn't try to speak their native language with their child. But for me, I very much want him to connect with his Chinese heritage.
Nice.
And in order to do that, the number one important thing is you have to fucking know the language. If you don't know the language, you can't get around to doing things.
Right.
And that's only something that I've discovered later on in my life. From personal experience, I know how difficult it is to navigate the Chinese space. Even like going to get food, I know
Right.
how difficult it is just to do something simple like that. I don't want him to be in that place. So I'm trying my best now as a father to teach him as much Mandarin as I can. I'm very, you know me, Ben, I'm very, very anal. And
Oh, yeah. It's your favorite category. The JAV anal. Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday.
I'm very anal in the sense that like 95, 98% speak only Mandarin to my son. And he even knows this to the extent that even when I speak some English to him, he's like, Baba, you have
Yeah.
to speak Chinese.
Oh, yo, can I ask you this? Yo, I'm going to put money on it, but I feel like your son's Chinese is going to be better than yours.
You don't need to put money on it. It is.
It already is?
It's getting to the point where he has corrected my tones.
He's like, Daddy.
It's not that, it's that.
He's getting to that level in his brain and shit.
Here's the thing. To build it up even more,
That's amazing.
my Mandarin is shit. It's always been shit. I think I've learned probably the majority of my Mandarin in the past 3-4 years since I've been a father. Because what I'm fucking trying to do is I'm just trying to stay one step ahead of this kid so I can teach him. So like if he's first grade level Mandarin, I need to be second grade level Mandarin. And it's getting to the point where he's learning too much too fast now. But this is actually the only way in my entire life that I have been able to learn as much Mandarin as I have right now. Because my entire life, I've tried to learn a little bit more Chinese. Like I've done the whole Rosetta Stone. I've done the apps.
Duolingo.
I've tried watching like Chinese dramas
Porn.
with the fucking subtitles.
Right.
I don't pay attention to the subtitles in porn, so that doesn't help at all. I'm not like you, bro. I'm sorry. But I'm accountable to him. And my will to want him to learn this as his primary language is so strong that it overcomes my laziness to actually learn Chinese.
You know, I guess that's kind of like an unexpected pro, of having a kid. It's like, oh, shit. I kind of, I guess, vicariously see it through you. You pick me up or something and, little Lingjie juniors in the back and shit. And then I'll try to talk to him, but he just speaks in Chinese. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, this is really cool. Like, he's really just, I hope you can preserve that as long as you can. Because, like I was mentioning when I was a kid, my Korean was apparently great. It was perfect according to them.
This is all folklore. It's not true.
Hey, look, man, if my parents said it and they're like crying and they have tissues, I believe it. You know what I'm saying?
They're crying at how shitty your Korean is now.
Yes. It's like, oh my God, are you even our son? They probably think we swapped or some shit somewhere.
Some of the reasons why you do want to keep your native language and pass it down as much as you can, especially when you're on the Western world here, where it's very easy to just default to English.
Yeah.
Keeping that culture alive, that's obviously the main thing.
Right.
Having a more convenient life when you go out to like a restaurant or when you chat with other people, that's another big reason.
Yeah.
Are there any other reasons why do you think it's important to keep your own language?
And yeah, I think for me, it's the biggest thing. Sorry, I just fucking internally burped. Sorry about that. I imploded. I just swallowed a black hole just now.
I need to put a barrier up here between the two of us, not just for the COVID, but also for your shitty breath.
Yes. Sorry. Listerine, thank you for not sponsoring us yet. But we're still waiting for that. Okay. Thanks so much. Brought to you by. The biggest thing I would have to say is like trying to understand my parents as people. It's a beautiful thing now that we're in our 30s.
No, being in your 30s is not a beautiful thing.
No.
Not physically, at least.
Not physically. You're right. I totally agree with you physically. Physically, I am so fucked. It's depressing. I wish mirrors weren't a thing, my friend.
For our listeners, Ben's birthday is in July, so please buy him lots of mirrors. Just send all the mirrors his way. Every shape, every size, send all the mirrors.
If you really want to fuck up my birthday, give me a fucking scale with like a reflective mirror type of material. But going back to
what were we talking about again?
our language.
Oh yeah, you were saying how it's important so you can talk with your parents.
What I was saying is that I think the one really cool thing about being older is that it really hits you about the idea of like
mortality,
and I want to hear all the stories my mom and dad, what they've been through. Like,
agreed.
Hey, Dad, like, who was like your first like high school crush? Tell me some embarrassing stories. Those moments, you get a really good idea of like what it was back then. Like, I remember one time he was telling me, "What's a real estate property like in Korea?" Right?
Okay.
And he was like, "Man, we used to have like those big, it almost looks like a private fortress kind of thing.
The hell?
Big ass square acreage and shit like that." And oh yeah, that's gone now. It's like, fuck. Where back then, like people with broom, but you're brooming fucking dirt. You know what I mean? It was like, why are you brooming that shit? It was like that.
That's the hobby. When you're bored, you just broom some dirt.
It's like, oh, you just landscaping. Got it.
There's no Netflix. You just broom some dirt.
Yeah. So just hearing shit like that.
I think that's really important because I feel the same way too.
Right?
The older you get, you realize maybe it's just us because we're like the only shitty son.
Oh, yeah, actually, you're right. Like we're being poignant and shit, but people are like, "Oh, duh, I already know all this."
Yeah, we've talked to our parents forever,
and I'm only 21. That's a good point. Yeah, go on.
In a universe where everybody is a shitty son,
yeah,
I think it's important to like get to know your parents. And when you get older, you realize how little, or at the very least, you realize how in detail you know about certain parts of their life. I was in my dad's car the other day, and we were driving back from IKEA, the most glamorous furniture store of them all.
Right. Yeah, those Scandinavians, right? Are they Scandinavian?
Swedes?
Oh, shit. I fucked up. I apologize. If anyone's from Scandinavia or Swedish listeners.
So we're driving back from IKEA, and we're in the car, and he was saying something about, I don't know why he does this. He likes to randomly, out of nowhere, say, back when I was young, I didn't have food. And he's not just saying that in a bad way. We'll just be talking about things.
No, he's not. He's just saying it out of like being humble.
Yeah, and then somehow that's evolved into a conversation about him being in school. And then I realized, like, I knew my dad dropped out of school back in China when he was really young just because of poverty and everything. But I was I actually don't know what grade you went up to school in.
Specific.
Yeah, so then I asked him, and then we got into it.
Right.
I don't know if my Winzo is better than your Korean. Like, I don't know if there's a scale.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like the spectrum and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, so after studies, Lingjie's Winzo is a 4th grade level. Ben, you're fetus.
Even at this age, there are things that I don't know about him.
Exactly.
You're not going to have these conversations if you don't know your language, right?
Right.
If you go to Korea and you want to like talk to Hajamas, is that the right word? How do you say grandma? Is that hajimas? Hamani?
Yeah, the harmonies.
Hamani? Okay.
Oh, how many?
sorry.
Oh shit. By the way, the first attempts you were saying, you kept saying hajumas, right?
What does that mean?
And yo, dude, oh man, this is great. For any of our Korean listeners out there,
Korean?
I said Korean. Any of y'all Koreans out there?
Are you like Midwest Korean?
Yeah, yeah, boy. But the thing is that you keep combining. It sounds like you're saying hajima, right, which means stop that, can't,
Yes.
whatever, right? And then you're saying ajima, which is like it's like saying lady. So it's like you're almost saying like stop women, or
Stop women.
yes.
I want to get canceled by
Oh
accident.
man, that was so seamless, man. Oh, speaking of like the time when we had Carol on our guest for our previous episode, the Maku episode. I remember you were like, "Oh, yo, I gotta make sure how the fuck do I pronounce this?" I was like, "Oh, makoli."
Oh, Magoli.
There you go. See, and
Okay.
shout out to Carol, please. We're waiting for a lifetime supply of Maku.
I'm waiting for 2023.
That's right. We'll do the rollover plan. It's starting effectively, and now it's retroactive.
We'll roll over our minutes, our cell phone minutes, and our data.
Yeah, that just shows our age. Remember that shit, right?
Oh, fuck.
That was our thing back then. Remember, dude?
Okay, young people, if you're listening, do you remember that cell phone plans used to not be unlimited?
At this rate, they're like, what are minutes? What are actually?
What's talking? You can talk on this device?
You remember? And then we had to like count our text.
It's like you have a piggy bank and you're just putting change in it, and then you
Yeah,
have
it's like
all
a
this
big-
change.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like what we used to do with our minutes. We just used to roll over
Yeah.
our minutes from month to month, and eventually it's like, yo, we got so many minutes, we can have like a long group ass conversation this month.
Actually, can I ask you something? For me, it's I keep saying I want to learn bad, but knowing myself, I'm like, oh, I can't. Like, do you feel like that too? Like, you're like, like realistically, I know you're busy being a dad and just, fucking doing 99% of this fucking podcast. Do you even feel like you could even fucking like?
Longtime listeners of the podcast will know that I, Lingjie,
Yes.
am semi-retired
Oh, yeah.
with my bags of money.
You could go back on our previous episode. You could find out Lingjie's net worth.
All kidding aside, I am a full-time dad, so I think that has given me the luxury of doing this. I don't want to say this in a bad way, and this is not in a bad way, but I literally gave up my entire career for my son.
Did you?
Think about it. I wasn't like the peak of my career.
That is, yeah, that's true.
And I hope that doesn't sound negative. I say that to mean this. My son is so important to me that all of this, okay, I
Right.
do also want to say I don't like working, so please,
Yeah,
please
'cause
call out my BS.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, but I'll let you finish, man. I'm like squinting right now, but
I don't like working, but I also love my son, and I think it's important for him to grow up with his father and his mother, of course. But the other part of that is also because I am so invested in him, and I, from a scale of 1 to 10, like it's like a 15 on how much I want to learn Mandarin in order for him to learn more from me.
okay. You won't be pissed if let's be real. Like, there is a chance that if once he gets older, his Chinese might get worse.
Yeah, of course. That is actually the likely outcome.
Right.
He lives in New York. We're very diverse, yes, but most likely when he gets to school, he's going to be speaking predominantly English with all his friends. But the best that I can do is lay a good foundation for him, and that if he forgets a little bit, he can maybe re-up on his
Re-up Metro language card.
On the other serious thing though,
Yep.
I do think that with where the world is going right now, that knowing Mandarin Chinese is like extra important.
Yeah.
Imagine what the world's going to be like in 20 years when he's an adult.
And this is the United States of China. Yeah. Mao Zedong, my man.
You know he's not the prime minister.
Yo,
I mean, excuse me, you know he's not the president.
I can't wait to have you on a show.
He's literally dead.
Yo, I can't wait. We're gonna send you that DM. We're gonna have our people reach your people. All right. Lingjie already got it down. I know. My man Lingjie's got this shit.
I'm very good at booking guests, but I don't think I can book a dead Chinese president.
Yo, man, it's all good, bro. By then, we'll have the technology. We'll have necromancers and shit. Yo, it'll all work out, bro. We got this shit.
Do you think if you had a kid, you would try harder?
I was thinking about that.
That's assuming that you don't have any secret offsprings anywhere right now.
Damn, you make me sweat now, dude. I'm like, oh shit, do I have a kid out there somewhere? It's like, fuck, is he out there?
If you guys know of any leads.
Shit. Do I have like an interracial Ben Jr. out there? Like a little fat little... I always said like this. I'm like, I think I'm more likely to get a girl pregnant than getting married.
I don't know what that says about you.
I don't know either.
What does that say about you?
I don't know, man. I think it means I'm a hopeless romantic. No, it doesn't.
Or like a man slut.
Man slut, you know? Also sponsored by Manscaped, you know?
Wait, what the fuck is Manscaped?
It's a razor, like electric trimmer, but it's safe on your dick or your balls. Yo, that's a great plug right there. Please, yo, can we reach out to them? Be like, yo.
Manscaped?
Yeah, Manscaped. Let's try it for real. We might, because they do a lot of promotions.
Fine.
We got to add that.
Done deal. Put on the to-do list.
Yeah, you shave your dick. You know, buy it now. But yeah, of course, like, you know, you just mentioning it, you know, because of this podcast and just like listening to you and like seeing more like the behind the scenes of the Lingjie, it's
bags of money.
Yes. Yeah, which is I've been slowly stealing from you. So thank you so much. It's been really great. This is why I'm not complaining about the Uber rides, by the way. I hope you know that. And yeah, one day I do, hopefully when I have a kid, I'm going to lie to him and be like, my Korean's amazing. I'm going to make him think my Korean is so good, but I don't need to speak it.
You're going to use reverse psychology on your newborn baby.
It's like, son, once you become to PhD level Korean, I'll teach you all the things my father once taught me. He'd be like, really, Dad? I'd be like, that's right, son. I'll do like the Mufasa thing at the fucking sunset. We'll look out.
Mufasa is a Lion King reference in case you guys are really young.
Yeah. That's true.
Yo, some people might not know who Mufasa is if they've never watched The Lion King.
Yo, you're so right. Oh, fuck.
You know, to me, I think that's my favorite Disney movie.
Yo, me too, man.
Really?
Nice. Respect. Yo.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Finally, we have something in common.
What? Dude, we have a lot of things in common.
I don't think we have anything in common.
You don't think so?
I'm short, you're tall. +1 for you.
Yeah. Yo, can I ask you, let's say the fucking language genie said like, I'll give you up to 3 other languages you can learn perfectly.
Okay.
What would they be? I think I already know one, obviously.
You want to guess one?
It's obviously Korean.
Okay.
I was joking. I know definitely it's going to be the Mandarin.
We're not counting English, right? Because we already know that. Okay, fine.
No. We won't do English.
Okay, so 3 languages. I'm going to say Chinese Mandarin. That's number 1. Numero uno.
Okay.
That's very important. Numero dos is Spanish because
I like. Yeah, you kind of hinted that already by speaking that.
Because I think Spanish, at least here in the US, it's a very practical language to use.
Right.
The third one would probably be something for fun, I guess. Well, what's a good language to learn that's fun?
Oh, dude, I would say French, Italian.
Not very practical, but I guess very fun.
Maybe Portuguese if you want to go to like Brazil or
You know
shit.
what? Fuck it. Let's stick with Asia. Japanese. That's my third one.
Oh,
I would like to learn some Japanese because I love anime and I love watching anime only in subtitles.
Just imagine yourself like listening into the background. I know that shit.
I don't need the subtitles. I can actually pay more attention to the actual visuals of a show.
Oh shit, Japanese really. Oh, and also for the JAV. There you go. That'll help with that too.
I don't think screaming and moaning needs to be translated.
Bukaki-san.
Can you stop saying that, please? It's weird because either the listener knows what that word means, or God forbid they Google what that word means.
Okay, so disclaimer out there:
don't Google that shit.
Yeah, or if you want, Google that shit. That's right.
Top 3
languages
for you that you would like to learn.
Oh, it's talking about JV again. Shit, I got confused there. Top 3.
I see what's on your mind on a Sunday morning.
Oh yeah, what's wrong with me today? God damn, I'm in a peculiar mood today. That's what constipation does to you. Yes. Sorry. But top 2 languages: Korean for sure. Hell yeah.
South Korean.
Sorry.
You don't want to learn that useless North Korean.
Yeah, or that fucking middle Korean. I don't want any of that.
What is that? DMZ Korean.
The DMZ Korean. Oh shit.
Okay, for someone that doesn't get that, that's demilitarized zone.
Yes, it's the border where people don't notice, but like technically North and South Korea are still at a truce of war.
Technically, and the US is occupying the DMZ zone, which is the border between the two.
Yeah, so there you go. Fact check us now, bitch. You know?
That's probably something wrong there.
I know.
You were saying?
Yeah, so Korean for sure. So I guess that's the other 2. Yeah, I would love to learn Mandarin. I think that's like the people's choice, the people's language.
The people's language, yes.
The people's. What else is there, man? I'm not trying to showboat or anything, right? But
It's very hard for you to showboat, but
yes,
try.
I'm very comfortable of when I hear people speak Spanish, I can generally understand what the fuck they're saying.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because you work in the restaurant industry, and
Yeah.
Spanish-speaking people are the fucking backbone of the restaurant industry here in New York.
Yeah, 100% fucking respect. Yes. Spanish people, like, you guys are so
It's
fucking
not a French dude
hardworking.
making your French food.
That's true.
Most of the time, it's not even a Korean hajima. Hajima?
I love that word. The Ajuma. It's really Ajuma with the H in it, and it just changes to shit so much. And I barely know Korean, and that shit is just so fucking epic. Oh my God. Oh, I love this episode, man. I'm so glad we're doing this episode, man. Oh,
So what's your last language then?
fuck, man.
What's a fun language? What's a fun language you would like to learn?
I mean, so it have to be Korean and Mandarin. And also, I just think it'll be mad fun to just talk mad shit to you guys in Chinese. I think it'll be
Yeah.
hilarious.
This is how
I would
our
love that.
mindsets differ. When I want to learn Chinese, if I was you, it would be for like business purposes.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
You just want to learn to talk shit about people.
Yeah, or like and talk shit about you. That I could talk to your parents.
And talk shit about me.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Plus one for you.
But either French or Italian.
French or Italian. You're really on this French kick.
I told you that one time I went to Montreal for a bachelor's party, right?
Please don't tell the same story.
Well, just to refresh, but I
I don't want to edit another 5 minutes of the story.
All right, I just saw these. When I hear people
Please
speaking
summarize
French,
the story. Give me the cliff notes.
God damn. You're actually making it actively longer by fucking butting in. But I just think it just sounds really fucking dope and cool.
It does.
Like, oh, sacre bleu, omelette du fromage.
I've mentioned this on the same podcast, on the same
revoir.
episode, but I used to live in France as a kid.
That's a really cool thing. I tell people you're from France, actually, not even from China. Just to make your shit exotic. I was like, yo, did you know Lingjie's actually
Exotic.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, Lingjie's actually French. For real? Oui, son. And they're like, what? That's like a French dude from Queens, right? That's shit, but
This is why you can't book any guests.
this is why that's Lingjie's job right there. He knows how to use the English.
All right, Ben, teach me some Korean. I think this would be fun. Give me a couple simple terms I can use with the... Well, I'm not single anymore, but let's just say I was single. Alternate universe Lingjie.
Oh, this is the multiverse band that knows Korean coming here.
Fine. And this is the multiverse Lingjie who's single or just got divorced. I don't know.
Damn.
And by divorced, I mean he got dumped by his wife.
Look at you, always being the gentleman right there.
Okay, you're at a bar. You're meeting a woman. You're being nice and gentlemanly.
Oh.
What Korean line can I say to this lady?
How about this? You ever hear like when you watch Korean dramas, they say oppa?
Of course.
Isn't it also kind of like a
Sexual thing?
oh?
Well,
Goddamn,
during
man.
our charity date thing about you, we kept calling you Oppa.
God damn.
And that was kind of sexual.
This
Okay,
guy- this
let's
guy.
just say I break the ice by saying Hajima. What do I say after I say Hajima?
You can ask how old they are. Messiah.
What?
Messiah?
Messiah?
Not Messiah like fucking
Messiah?
Not Messiah. Messiah.
Are you speaking French right now?
No.
Messiah.
Messiah. No, it's not.
Messiah?
No, Messiah Munda.
Messiah Monde?
That sounds more Japanese. But what about pretty much say, hey, how old are you? For consent. You kind of want to ask and stuff.
So you're trying not to get me canceled when I pick up this lady.
Well, it's also like a good tease. This assuming that you guys are, you broke the ice. She's feeling you. It's
Okay,
like,
cool.
for you tidbits, the number one way of like engaging girls is always have them talk. And so ask them engaging questions where they're talking about themselves, and you'll see how much easier it is for you.
Okay, that's a real life pro dating tip from Ben.
Yes. And now I guess all the women out there say, oh, this motherfucker, I see what you're doing now. They're probably like, oh, I'm gonna talk shit to you. So that's one. Like the basics, like annyeong.
Anyan?
Not onion. That is food. That is on our Whoppers.
사랑해?
Okay, there you go. All right, do you know what that means?
That means I love you.
Okay, 보아이니. There you go. Right? Yeah.
我也 사랑해你. That's a mixture.
You could also say 보고 싶어.
That's a delicious dish. What is that?
That means I miss you. You.
How do I miss someone when I've just met them?
Oh my god! I'm just saying. Like.
Okay, Ben, you're at a great Chinese bar. They only speak Mandarin. You go up to this.
Oh, I got this. I got this right
You
now.
go up to this woman.
I got
What
you.
is your first opening line?
Oh, so easy. Oh, 你好.
Perfect. Right after she slaps you,
Yes.
here's what you say.
I said, whoa.
Okay, you ready? You just repeat after me.
Okay.
要不要?
No way.
要不要
要不要
跟我一起
跟我一起
回家?
回家?
Okay.
Did I just say my penis is inferior? What did I say? Did I say my penis smells of deer?
That's the mystery. I'm not going to tell you what that means.
Damn, I fell for this one. So, okay, so let's say it again, though. So,
要不要
要不要要不要
跟我
跟我 baby
回家?
回家 baby Tell me more, bro. I got this.
That means, do you want to come home with me?
Oh, shit. Yo.
We're getting right to the point. That's what you're all about.
Oh, man.
That's what you're all about.
So it's a 我包 Wai Chi.
That's not Fuck.
Chinese is so hard.
Is Korean like phonetic?
Yeah, technically, yeah. That's the
Okay.
thing. It's not like you guys have, it's literally just fucking symbols.
It's just symbols that you have to memorize
And you have to say perfectly.
with different tones. Oh, do you guys have tones?
No.
You don't?
It's I mean, there's some things where it's just more hyphenated. It's like you take like a noun.
Sound
Yeah.
Hajima.
All right, that's just a SoundCloud rapper dropping a hard ass beat. Oh man,
Because Chinese is difficult in the sense that there are tones in Mandarin. Mandarin
Yes.
has lots of different tones. So the same exact phonetic pronunciation of a word with 4 different tones means 4 different things.
that's why Chinese people are just naturally. You guys are just smart because you can't be dumb to know Chinese. Let's be real.
You can be dumb to know any language.
But this is the thing. Even a dumb Chinese person is like a pretty above average.
I'm going to take this stereotype that's semi-racist and take it as a positive.
Yo,
Thank you for your racism.
No problem. Positive racism. That's what we need. We're gonna make a shirt called that. We got to fucking positive.
Positive racism.
Yeah, fucking.
All right, guys, stay tuned for the merch drop. We got Asian planets and we got positive racism. On to my favorite part of the podcast,
Yes, sir.
ranting and raving. If this is your first time, your first episode, we take the end of every episode to rant about something shitty in our lives, completely random, or to rave about something good in our lives. Ben, your life's full of shit. What are you ranting about today?
The rant is, and this isn't even more for me. It's
Okay.
just, I just think it's like a little etiquette. Fucking, you go into the stall sometimes, and I hate when people just pee all over the toilet seat.
That's both a sanitary tip and an etiquette tip, I guess.
It's such a small thing that's a disgusting thing. It's like, okay, you could either have, so I was like always thinking like someone's got to clean this, and number two, it's like I really feel bad, especially when it's a unisex bathroom. When
I remember, this is a very quick side tangent off your tangent.
No, go for it, man.
I went to the stall and the lock on the stall didn't work. So I was too lazy to go into the next stall to pee. So I just left it unlocked and I was standing and peeing. And then
Someone came in
someone came in behind me.
and grabbed your dick.
Whoa, married man. That's literally not what happened.
I was just,
Whoa, no.
your hands went up like, no, officer, that's not what happened, officer. I swear to God.
100%, that's not what happened.
Oh my God, no,
I think
this
she
is-
said, excuse me, and she walked away.
Yo, I'm so sorry. You got so nervous.
What were you ranting about?
Oh fuck! Positive racism. That's what I was. Yeah, that's all. Just and the worst part is like I actually studied the toilet seat to see how much of the piss went on it. I'm like, how much did they coat this whole toilet seat? Dude, just use your shoe. Use
your shoe?
I mean, not to wipe on the toilet seat or people. I'm not saying don't be on your seat. I'm saying like just kick it up. You know, that's all. That's what I mean.
okay.
Just kick it up.
Like
and-
if you're too lazy to lift the seat
Yeah.
up to pee.
you never done that where like you're like, okay, I don't want you come into I don't want to touch shit.
I just take a piece of toilet paper and I use that as like a thing. Like lift
I
it
mean,
up.
yeah, you could. Yeah. Oh, actually, oh my god.
That's so much smarter.
Oh my god.
You don't need to be flexible to lift it up with
Oh
your
my
feet.
god. Lingjie just made me literally think about another solution. And I'm like legit dumbfounded right now. Holy shit, you're right. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, you take the toilet seat and wipe the pee-pee? I was
No,
like, no,
you
I'm
use
not
the
doing
toilet paper
that.
to lift the seat.
Oh my god.
And you don't have to make contact with your hands.
Oh my God, I'm a dumbass.
This is why I have bags of money and you don't.
God, I'm gonna rob this one. This is the multiverse. The multiverse Ben is doing that somewhere out there in the world. But yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Oh, you know what's even worse?
What?
Someone else has, let's say, peed on the seat, right? And then you go in and you just lift the seat because you don't want to touch that shit.
Okay.
And then you do your business. And then let's say it's a woman behind you and she has to put down the seat. She's gonna think the whole time that you're the one that peed over the seat.
Oh, you're right. So the only way is like, oh, I gotta clean this toilet seat.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're like, you're so guilty.
Especially when it's a unisex bathroom.
Yeah, you're right. That's true now.
Because you're gonna look like the douchebag that peed everywhere.
That's so true. I didn't even think about that.
It's like the hot potato of peeing on a toilet seat.
The hot potato.
We're just like throwing that shit around.
I'm glad you're, on the same campaign with me about this.
No, I'm a very sanitary guy.
You're doing a very great job.
This week, more positivity from me because I'm all about that positivity now.
Yeah.
I love zippered pockets.
I like that. That's a really good one. I have on my sweat.
Me too. My sweatpants have zipper pockets.
Yeah, I have to buy them with zippers.
It's the fucking best thing. All right.
All right, go on, my man. Preach this. This is great. I love this one.
There's two types of people in this world. Those that like zippered pockets.
Yeah.
And those that don't know about zippered pockets.
What are you doing with your lives?
For instance, you and I are bumming around on Sunday right now, so we're both wearing sweats.
Fuck yeah, man.
But our sweats have not just regular pockets. They have zippered pockets.
Oh, bless the Lord.
And the good thing is you can throw your phone in there and you can just zip it up. You can put your wallet in there and you can zip it up. And you don't have to worry about shit just jingling around and falling
facts,
out.
Bro.
Zippered pockets keep all your junk in your pants, and I'm not talking about your penis.
Yes.
And you don't have to worry about losing them. Like
losing your penis. Yes. I agree.
All right, guys. Good episode, I think. Again, we really have no fucking idea how these episodes turn out until we actually get them.
Yo, I noticed, but dude, we have a thing where it's just like, what? I think we just gotta like literally, like free for all, and then boom, it just clicks, and we're like, oh, got something.
It's weird how sometimes the episodes we put the least amount of effort into, do the best.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about us.
Or the listeners.
I don't know what that says about the listeners too. Whatever the case is, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah.
I do want to say thank you all for listening. And once again, the only way that you can really help us, because we're never going to start a Patreon.
And I can only steal so many of Lingjie's pillows.
I'm going to run out of pillows eventually.
He's going to find out. Why do these pillows look different too? So I'm just switching them out, bro.
The only way that we're going to grow. Do you even care about growing?
What do you mean? Like
this podcast? Is that a thing?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about this the other day, and I know we're already running along and it's towards the end, and I don't want to edit even more shit.
People are listening right now. There's probably traffic. They're like, oh, thank God. We got a little extra bonus clip. Ooh, wow.
I think we're a good balance in the sense that I am a lifelong pessimist. So I think,
realist.
Okay, you could call it realist, but I have zero expectations. You, on the other hand, kind of balance my pessimism out where you think we're like the greatest shit in the world.
That's right. Greatest shit since...
You can just say sliced bread.
I could have just been fucking zippered pockets.
Greatest thing since zippered pockets.
And I totally agree with you. The whole like zero expectation thing, I totally fuck with it.
Because I genuinely have zero expectations. I mean, I min-max everything and I try my best to do everything.
Min-max everything. Look at this guy.
But
the
I
yin
do that.
And the yang.
I do that with zero expectations.
Yes.
And I just let things fall where they be. You, on the other hand, are so fucking positive. You think we're going to book like... Michelle Yeoh on the next episode or some shit like that.
So guys, just letting you know, tune into our next week's episode.
With Michelle Yeoh.
We have special guest Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh from Francis Lewis High School. Not the actress you're thinking of.
I guess it all works out for the better. What I was trying to say is I appreciate all you listeners out there. It really means a lot to us when you guys reach out to us. Yes. And I'm not just saying that as bullshit, but it's nice hearing feedback. I always joke about that. Don't fucking give us constructive feedback. but in some ways, I do like to hear it, though, because I do like to know what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right.
All right, I'm going to say this on your behalf as well. So Lingjie is, when he says he's pessimistic, yes, like he can... I would be like, oh, look at that beautiful bird. He'd be like, why? It's going to die anyway. or some shit. You know, I'm like, yo, bro, relax. You know, like he'll say some shit like that, or he'll be like, that shit's going to probably shit on my car. Fuck that bird. I'm like, oh damn, bro. You know, like I was saying, it's fucking beautiful. Well, what I'm trying to say is that if you see Lingjie next time, give him a hug, man. And yo, like that's the thing. Like I'll tell this guy, like, yo, I'm getting good feedback. He's like, lies. Bullshit. I'm like, what the fuck? They don't have to tell us nice things, you know that, right? It's like, it's all a trick. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
They just want my bags of money. Please leave us a 5-star review on every single app.
Every single
app. Every single phone you see, pick up that phone, download Spotify, download Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review.
Go to the nearest Apple store. Go to the podcast app and fucking type in the worst.
Go on all those free sample iPhones they have on display. No, bro. Leave us a 5-star review on every phone that's there. And then...
Also, go to your nearest T-Mobile, Verizon, Sprint, wireless provider.
You know what? They don't even have to be sample phones. Just take anyone's phone. It doesn't matter. We appreciate the feedback. That's the only thing you can really do for us. We never want your money.
Don't look at me. I literally said, we don't want your money. And Lingjie just looked right at me. So, give us your money.
We'll be back next week with another episode.
Yes, Asian tornadoes. Yes. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be wild.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.